A very good morning, viewers. It's 6 a.m. and you're watching Quick Morning on Republic TV. This is your one-stop destination for all the top stories from the length and breadth of the nation and also from across different sectors. So let's get started. Delhi Chief Minister Rekha Gupta, who also oversees the Finance Department, will present the CAG report on public health infrastructure and management of health services in Delhi Assembly. According to sources, this report will be based on the status of government hospitals and health services and will expose the reality of the health infrastructure in the national capital. As per sources, this will be the second report of CAG which will be presented in the Assembly today. The Federation of Student Organization Tamil Nadu has
दिल्ली की जो हेल्थ व्यवस्था है वो चरमरा गई हुई है। उसके बहुत से कारण हैं। हमने जो दिल्ली में पुरानी सरकार के ठेकेदार जो दवाइयों का घोटाले कर रहे हैं, एक तो उसके बारे में चर्चा की है। दवाई के मामले में कागजों पे दवाई आती है और दवाई जो आती है उसकी ऑथेंटिक कुछ भी नहीं होती है। ये
The Federation of Student Organizations Tamil Nadu has announced it would stage a black flag protest against Union Minister of State for Education Sukanta Majumdar's visit to IIT Madras today. The group, in a statement, said that the protest was to condemn the union government for refusing to release funds for the school education sector and imposing the condition that it would be released only if Tamil Nadu adopted the NEP, which among other things prescribed a 3-language policy which the DMK is against. Karnataka Health Minister Dinesh Gundu Rao has said that there will be a ban on the use of plastic in idli preparation after samples tested positive for carcinogenic elements due to the use of polythene sheets. He said the Karnataka Food Safety Department found that 52 hotels were using polythene sheets to prepare idlis, and according to him, polythene, especially thin sheet, is carcinogenic, and the government will not allow and promote such practices in the hotel industry.
Use of plastic during steaming, that is completely not allowed. Earlier they used to use cloth, cotton cloth, or even banana leaf to do the steaming, but here they were using plastic, and that is a carcinogenic material which gets mixed into the food, into the idli. Food safety standards are maintained and bad practices are removed, so we are creating more awareness amongst people.
YouTuber Ashish Chanchalani was questioned by the Guwahati police on Thursday in connection with the case regarding the alleged promotion of obscenity after controversial remark made by podcaster Ranveer Allahabadi on Samay Raina's show. Chanchalani appeared before the crime branch along with his advocate. Maharashtra Cyber, Mumbai police and Guwahati police are investigating Allahabadi's controversial remarks. A team from the ASI recently stayed in Sambhal for about an hour to conduct a detailed survey of the Jama Masjid. The team also examined the mosque thoroughly to gather relevant data, and additionally they inspected the Dharani well as well, located outside the mosque. As part of their investigation, the ASI team's findings are expected to play a very, very crucial role in resolving the ongoing dispute concerning the Jama Masjid. The High Court will make an important decision based on the ASI's findings today.
विवादित स्थल के चारों ओर सुदृढ़ सुरक्षा व्यवस्था की गई है। सभी बिंदुओं पर पुलिस बल तैनात है, पर्याप्त पुलिस बल लगाई गई है और किसी भी आपात स्थिति से निपटने के लिए पूरी तरह पुलिस तैयार है और शांति व्यवस्था स्थापित की जाएगी।
Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Mohan Yadav on Thursday called the 1984 Bhopal gas tragedy as the sin of the Congress rule and slammed the opposition for failing to dispose of the toxic waste from the now defunct Union Carbide plant. Despite being in power for a long time, his statement comes on the day the process of incinerating 10 tons out of the 337 tons of toxic waste began on a trial basis at an industrial facility in Pithampur of Dhar district.
ये कांग्रेस के पाप थे। कांग्रेस के शासनकाल में ही वो कारखाने से 10 लाख लोग मरे थे और कांग्रेस ने हमेशा इस तरह के घटनाक्रम को ऐसे ही छोड़ दिया। लंबे समय तो उनकी सरकार थी और जब सुप्रीम कोर्ट का उनके खुद के भी कैबिनेट के निर्णय के आधार पर पीथमपुर का चयन हुआ, उस समय भी कांग्रेस थी, कांग्रेस ने ही लाइसेंस दिया।
Around half a dozen senior KIIT officials on Thursday appeared before the Odisha government's high-level committee probing the death of a student allegedly by suicide. She was a Nepali student, and the subsequent unrest on the campus as well. The Higher Education Department had summoned the KIIT Chief Proctor P.K. Patnaik, Director Sanhita Mishra, Assistant Director Smarika Pati and others to appear before the high-level committee. The three-member committee headed by Additional Chief Secretary Satyabrata Sahu heard the views of the KIIT officials and inquired about whether the deceased foreign student had made any complaint of harassment before the private varsity's International Relations Office as alleged by other Nepali students. 7 people were injured while others were suspected to be missing after a car veered off the road and plunged into a Poonch river in Jammu and Kashmir. The incident happened on Thursday night. A swift rescue operation led by SSP Poonch and supported by SDRF teams was launched to save those who were trapped. Search efforts are ongoing to locate the missing victims.
हमारी पुलिस की टीम हम वहाँ पर पहुँचे और रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन स्टार्ट किया। गाड़ी पूरे दरिया में थी और बड़े मुश्किल हालात में हमने 7 लोगों को वहाँ से निकाला और अभी कोई पता नहीं है क्योंकि ये इंजर्ड है। इंजर्ड की हालत थोड़ी स्टेबल भी है, लेकिन अभी ये क्लियरली बता नहीं पाते हैं कि कितने लोग बीच में थे। 7 लोग तो यहाँ पर पहुँच गए हैं हॉस्पिटल में, हम भी हॉस्पिटल पहुँचे हैं, लेकिन गाड़ी को निकाला। गाड़ी में अभी ना कोई डेड बॉडी मिली, वहाँ पर गाड़ी साइड में निकाली।
While those were the top stories from across the nation, let's now get you the pulse from the world of business. After witnessing subdued growth in 2 quarters at 6.7% and 5.4% respectively, the Q3 GDP is going to be announced by the government today and is likely to rebound between 6.3 and 6.7% as projected by various economists, analysts, which is driven by the government's increased capital expenditure, robust services exports, and also bumper output of Kharif crops. This rebound in growth is likely to happen after GDP growth hit a 7-quarter low at 5.4% in the second quarter. Union Commerce and Industries Minister Piyush Goyal on 27 March urged industry players to become competitive and relying on the government for support. Speaking at an event hosted by the IMC Chamber of Commerce, Goyal questioned how long the industry would continue relying on subsidies, high import duties and other protective measures. He also harped on the fact that the industry can become competitive on the back of its ability to innovate, improve manufacturing practices as well as enhance skills and efficiencies. According to the Institute of International Finance, global debt increased by around $7 trillion in 2024 to reach $318 trillion. Total debt as a share of GDP also rose for the first time in 4 years as economic growth slowed. It predicted borrowing will remain high this year, especially in the US, France, China, India and Brazil. The Union Minister of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, Sarbananda Sonowal, announced an investment of more than 4,800 crore rupees to transform the inland waterways sector of Assam. The announcement was made at Advantage Assam 2.0 Summit in Guwahati, which was inaugurated by the Prime Minister. Finance Secretary Tuhin Kanta Pandey has now been appointed as the new chairman of the Securities and Exchanges Board of India, or a 3-year term following approval from the Appointments Committee of the Cabinet. From getting you the pulse of what's happening in the United States to the Hamas and Israel conflict and their ceasefire deal, here are the top international stories that you need to know. Irish Prime Minister Michael Martin welcomed President Volodymyr Zelensky at Shannon Airport as the Ukrainian leader makes a stopover in Ireland before heading to the US. Martin told Zelensky that Ireland is open to helping, including sending peacekeepers as well to Ukraine. Ethiopia's leader visited Somalia in a trip that signifies improving relations between the two neighbors after a sharp rise in tensions. Last year, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed of Ethiopia was welcomed in Somali capital of Mogadishu by President Hassan Sheikh Mohammed. Abiy's visit comes as the two sides are attempting to mend a rift over Ethiopia's controversial deal with the breakaway Somali region of Somaliland. Three parties reached a deal to form a new centrist Austrian government 5 months after a far-right party won an election but later failed in an attempt to form an administration. The conservative Austrian People's Party, the centre-left Social Democrats and the liberal Neos agreed on a program for a coalition. Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar said that Israel is ready to make the ceasefire framework longer to return more hostages held in the Gaza Strip. Sa'ar also spoke during a joint press conference with the Czech Republic's Foreign Minister Jan Lipavsky. Lipavsky said that the priority is to respect the ceasefire and also the immediate release of all Israeli hostages who are being held in inhuman conditions by the Hamas.
There is more than hints already from Hamas that they will be ready to leave the governmental thing and leave it to others, dealing with the ruins they left in Gaza Strip and what they caused there, and to take care of different civil aspects of life in Gaza.
British Prime Minister Keir Starmer arrived at the White House to try to convince President Donald Trump that a lasting peace in Ukraine will endure only if Kyiv and European leaders are at the table as negotiations move forward with Moscow. Starmer's trip coming a few days after French President Emmanuel Macron's own visit reflects the mounting concern felt by much of Europe that Trump's aggressive push to find an end to Russia's war in Ukraine signals his willingness to concede too much to Russian President Vladimir Putin.
I have to say this, as I said yesterday, you're talking about a peacekeeping force. We have to make a deal first. Right now, we don't have a deal. We have Russia, we have Ukraine. I think we're very well advanced. I think Russia has been acting very well. We have Representatives Steve Witkoff and Scott and Marco and JD. We're all involved, every one of us, and a lot more. But I think we're very well advanced on a deal, but we have not made a deal yet, so I don't like to talk about peacekeeping.
A bus carrying 445 Palestinian prisoners were released from Israeli jails arrived at the European hospital in southern Gaza Strip city of Khan Yunis on Thursday. Israeli authorities began releasing Palestinian prisoners after Hamas handed over the bodies of 4 Israeli hostages held in Gaza to the Red Cross. And according to the Hamas-linked Prisoners Information Office, a total of 642 detainees had been released overnight. 8 people were killed on Thursday in a nighttime fire in the Philippine capital region that gutted a 3-story residential building in less than an hour. The fire, which also injured at least 1 resident, broke out in the building, which was mostly made of wood, as people slept after midnight in San Isidro Galas village in suburban Quezon City. An investigation was underway to determine the cause of the fire. Taiwan condemned China's military exercise after Beijing designated an area to conduct shooting drills off the self-governed island's southwest coast. In the footage released by the Taiwan Navy, a naval officer aboard the Suao ship was heard broadcasting a warning to Chinese warships. Taiwan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs also condemned China's move, accusing Beijing of engaging in unilateral threats and harassment not only in Taiwan's waters but also in international waters of Vietnam, the Philippines, New Zealand and Australia. Lebanon's new government secured the confidence of the absolute majority of members of parliament, including Hezbollah's bloc. Although the government statement took a swipe at the group's weapons, the government statement asserted that only the country's armed forces should defend the nation in case of war. Unlike previous government statements, it did not include the phrase armed resistance, which had been seen legitimizing Hezbollah's possession of weapons outside of state control. Welcome back, viewers. The Champions Trophy is currently underway. India will take on New Zealand in its next game, but with the match impending, there are lots of developments. Will Rohit Sharma quit, or rather, will Rohit Sharma stay out of that game, and will he retire from this format of cricket? We'll get you all this and more in this segment. Indian skipper Rohit Sharma seemed to have trouble with hamstring after chase earlier against Pakistan in the ICC Champions Trophy 2025 match in Dubai. Rishabh Pant or Washington Sundar are being looked at as possible replacements. Heavy and continuous rain in Rawalpindi ensured the final group stage match between Pakistan and Bangladesh was abandoned due to rain. The game was called off even without the toss happening. This means the hosts exit the tournament without a single win. Such a shameful campaign of Pakistan. This comes as a massive setback for Pakistan, who are also, ironically, the defending champions. Former India opener Shikhar Dhawan has hailed his ex-opening partner and dear friend Rohit Sharma as a captain and said that the Indian skipper has matured as a leader, noting that he knows how to work in pressure situation and maintain a fine balance between when to be lenient and when to pull back. Former batter David Boone will relinquish his current position of an ICC match referee after the ongoing Champions Trophy to join Cricket Australia's board. From March 28, the 64-year-old Boone is the chairperson of Cricket Tasmania Board and will represent the body in CA Cricket Australia, succeeding incumbent Paul Green. Australian speedster Mitchell Starc revealed that there were some different reasons behind him pulling out of the 15-match tournament. The 35-year-old also cited that he had an ankle pain during the Test series against Sri Lanka, which forced him to take the tough decision. Former Pakistan pacer Shoaib Akhtar was in awe of a mature Afghanistan after they beat England in Champions Trophy and wished them luck to win the title. He said that Afghanistan must focus on winning against Australia in their next fixture to avoid a repeat of what happened in the 2023 ODI World Cup. Former England skipper Michael Atherton asserted that Joss Buttler's string of underwhelming performances as captain may prompt England to move in a different direction. He further emphasized that stepping down might be the best decision for both the team and Buttler himself. The Afghanistan team has chalked out plans for the entire Australian side and is not just focused on danger man. Glenn Maxwell, skipper Hashmatullah Shahidi said on the eve of their must-win Champions Trophy match in Gaddafi Stadium in Lahore. India great Sachin Tendulkar has stated that Afghanistan's victories cannot be termed as upsets anymore. He also made special mention of Ibrahim Zadran, who broke the record for the highest score by a batter in the history of Champions Trophy by smashing 177 runs of 146 deliveries, and Azmatullah Omarzai, whose 5-wicket haul sealed the deal for Afghanistan. Indian Grandmaster R. Pragnananda split points with Czech hero David Navara, while compatriot Aravind Chidambaram escaped with a draw with another local star, Nguyen Thai Dai Wan, in the first round of the Prague Masters. Viewers, Jean Hackman and her dog, as well as his partner, were found dead in their apartment. We'll get you all this and much more in this segment, which is the top stories from the world of entertainment. Oscar-winning actor Gene Hackman and his wife were found dead in their New Mexico home on Wednesday. Authorities did not release any details of the circumstances of their death and said an investigation is ongoing. Santa Fe County Sheriff Office spokesperson said deputies responded to a request to do a welfare check at the home Wednesday around 1:45 p.m. local time and found Hackman and his wife Betsy Arakwa and a dog dead. Hackman was one of the industry's most respected and honored artists. His dozens of films included Oscar-winning roles in The French Connection and Unforgiven, and had a breakout performance in Bonnie and Clyde as well. Nearly a decade since he last toured, musician Miguel Bose is ready to get back on stage. The acclaimed Spanish singer will kick off his upcoming international tour, which he has called Important. PM Modi is set to participate in the Grand Sufi Music Festival Jahan-e-Khusrau 2025, which will take place today at New Delhi's Sundar Nursery. The Grand Sufi Music Festival is celebrating its 25th anniversary this year. PM Modi has been a strong proponent of promoting the diverse art and culture of the country. In line with this, he will participate in Jahan-e-Khusrau festival dedicated to Sufi music, poetry and dance as well. The festival is bringing together artists from across the world to celebrate the legacy of Amir Khusrau. Veteran Telugu actor and YSR Congress Party member Posani Krishna Murali has landed in a legal soup after he has been arrested by the Andhra Pradesh police for his alleged remarks against Andhra Pradesh Deputy Chief Minister Pawan Kalyan and even using caste slurs. A video of his heated exchange with police before getting arrested has gone viral on social media. Viewers, that's all we could pack for you in today's edition of Quick Morning, but stay tuned to Republic TV for all the latest updates.